When I want to put myself in a zone, it's kind of partly a meditation for me. I think it resonates for me with a good time. And for me, the problem is the social gatherings, I think, where you get your cocktail, everyone's smoking, and the whole ritual, as I like to call it. That's part of it for me. It somehow keeps me occupied, but I don't know occupied with what, because I'm usually doing something while smoking. Either I'm zoned out and I'm just looking far away, a bit like a trance in a way, or I'm watching something. I mean, started smoking, I think it was part of growing up when everyone started smoking and then you like, oh, let me try and let me see. I'd say it was curiosity as part of fun. It's something that we used to do, before school, everyone around the corner, catch up and things like that. I don't think that I need smoking. I think it's just something that I grew to like doing as part of, I think what it is, it's part of ritual. I'd call it a ritual.
Are you considering quitting now?
I'm not in that stage just yet. I need to prepare myself for that. I would like to smoke less, 1 or 2 cigarettes a day. And just during like important gatherings, that would be fun for me. That's all I want, And maybe that's gonna happen. I'll see. I would like smoking to be replaced with creativity or work that I do. I think that would be so much better, right? I could replace that with making jewelry or making a gift for someone, or I don't know. There are so many things that I could be doing instead of smoking, right?
Please tell me what this place feels like.
Like holiday retreat.
Holiday retreat, be wonderful.
I'm walking barefoot on the sands.
How is the sand feel like under your feet?
Feels almost like it's massaging my feet. It's cold in the shadow, but warm on the sun.
How is the air feel like?
It's warm and humid.
How is this place makes you feel?
Like I've been working a lot and I just stepped into a relaxation place and now I can relax finally.
Take a moment and enjoy this place.
I see someone. I lay down on it looks like a native man. He wants to show me something. I'm curious. Now I want to see where he takes me. I got up from the sand and he says, "Don't you remember me?" Seems like I knew him before.
Tell me, what does he look like?
He has he's mostly naked, but he's covering his private parts with dry leaves, like a skirt, wearing shells on his neck.
What is the color of his skin?
It's dark. Looks like someone who's been out in the sun every single day. He's saying he's here to help. He keeps saying, just come and see.
I'm gonna count from 3 to 1, and we will be at the place that he wants to show you. 3, 2, and 1.
And I see little huts. Seems like they live there. That community where they still have the same traditions from the old times. He wants to tell me that I forgot some of the things my ancestors used to do. He's taking me to one of the tents. It's like a beige color. Seems like it's made of either skin or very old fabric. And there's a lot of things like tools and pieces of bones. And I think there is tobacco too. It smells like herbs and tobacco there. And the animal skin that they use.
What is significant about this place?
He's showing me how they were using the tobacco as part of the rituals. It was sacred. It's like I'm seeing a little stone bowl, and they used to put some herbs with tobacco in it, like dry herbs. And then he showed me that it was used for cleansing spaces too. So I see smoke coming from that stone bowl. And he's going around me and showing. It's almost like he wants me to remember. Keep saying remember.
So I'm gonna count from 3 to 1, and you will be in the moment when you are going through the ritual. 3, 2, and 1.
I'm an old woman. I'm in a very similar place like he took me. And there is a person sitting in front of me. And I'm using some of that smoke to cleanse the person. It's part of my job. Feels very shamanic. Now I'm dressed very strangely.
What are you dressed in?
Like a long, dark, it's like a cloth fabric. I have a lot of handmade jewelry, like from bones on my neck. And it's at least like 3 of them. And it seems like this person came to be healed. And there is a table full of herbs that I use on them. I smoke them out. I smoke it myself. I really like the smell of that smoke.
How does it make you feel doing this ritual?
Feels like as I'm cleansing the person, I'm also cleansing myself. It smells like sage now. I see dried mint and I smell it almost. It seems like I've been doing it for a while and they know where to find me. That's all I do.
How do they feel about you?
They think that I'm a doctor of the village.
Do you feel sense of responsibility for them?
Yes,
Do you feel that tobacco is the necessary ingredient of this ritual?
but when I cleanse them, I use other stuff. But when the ritual is about to finish, then I smoke, but they don't.
All right. Is there anything else about this ritual that you need to remember?
The most important thing for me is the smoke at the end of it when I sit down and smoke. It's almost like I would never skip that step.
Why this step is so important?
It feels like I'm celebrating the spirits that were helping along the cleansing. It's part of celebration and a thank you for the spirits that were present.
How do they call you there?
Mother healer somehow. But it's in different language.
Okay, so let's close this scene and let's move to another significant part of this life.
I'm at the beach. I'm little with my parents. I was asked to pass him a cigarette. We don't know what to do because it has to be lit up. So she brought it to him. And he's sitting in front of me watching the sea. And I'm behind on the sand playing. And that smoke somehow mesmerizes me.
How do you feel in this moment with your parents on this beach?
I feel like I should have known what to do with that cigarette.
How old are you there?
Maybe 10, 11. It was such a little thing, but then I didn't know. It's almost like I'm questioning why I don't know that it had to be lit up in order to pass it to him. A part of me is saying it's nothing significant, but then the other part of me is saying you've done this before and that's why I'm confused.
All right, I'm gonna count from 3 to 1 and let's go to the moment when you have done this before. 3, 2, and 1.
I'm that old woman I was before, but I'm sitting at the beach, smoking and looking at the ocean. It seems like it's my day off.
And you're smoking.
Yes. And I'm looking at the sunset.
I want you to focus on the way how you feel there. How is your body feeling?
I'm very tired.
How are your emotions?
Seems like I'm a little bit lonely there, but I also don't want anyone to bother me. Seems like I've given too much to other people. And now this is my time to spend with myself. I wouldn't mind someone to take care of me or to help heal me, because no one else knows how to do it.
What your mental reaction at this moment?
When I'm looking at the sun, it's big golden. And when I put cigarette, it's not a cigarette, it's something else. I'm not sure what this is. When I'm putting it next to my mouth, it seems like it's distracting me from the view sometimes. I think it's part of therapy, but I'm not sure that it is.
Right.
I put a cigarette down, and it's easier to watch the sunset and be more present that way. I just realized there that it's actually distracting me from watching that sun.
So putting down those smoking is allowing you to be more present.
Yes,
What is important about this scene?
it's to be present and to enjoy everything that's around.
How is this experience of this mother healer affecting life of Brigitta? What does it make her do in her life?
She takes care of everyone else and she feels tired.
What does it prevent her from doing?
Spending some time with herself and being present. There's always someone that needs to be helped. It's never ending.
What is the advice that you have for Brigitta from the perspective of mother healer?
Those who truly want to heal themselves, they will. It's none of your responsibility.
Does the smoking in mother healer's life is affecting Brigitta in her decision of smoking in her life?
Yeah, it's a part of her.
Does she need smoking in her life?
No, the things have changed now. It's not the same. Tobacco and cigarettes doesn't have any sense of tradition to it anymore. It's very artificial.
Is there anything that is holding her back from this decision of quitting smoking?
It's the job that she does. It's like she cannot separate it because it's spiritual work. And that's what was done before. It's part of the ritual.
Is that true that the spiritual work that she is doing right now is requiring tobacco?
No, not anymore. It's not the same herbs. It's not the same tobacco. Other things can be used for that. She has them.
What can she do instead?
She has a couple of pine tree dried mint leaves. Should burn them instead of smoking. She uses the sage already. She just forgets about it sometimes. The smell of the burning sage or pine tree activates her intuition more. But she doesn't need to smoke together with it. It's not a part of it anymore.
So let's go to the last day of your life as mother healer? Tell me where you are.
Like a handmade wooden platform. And there's people going in circles around. And each of them has a bucket, a little bucket. And from that bucket, they swing in those buckets and they direct in the burning wooden leaves towards me. It's part of death, celebration. It's a help in the spirit. I'm covered in smoke and I like it. It helps me feel good.
Is there anything that you would like to say to the people that were surrounding you in that life?
I would like to thank them all. They are good people. And for such a big celebration.
Are you ready to leave this body behind?
Yes.
Allow yourself to leave this body just like you would take off the old clothes, and tell me when it's done.
It's done.
As your soul goes to the light.
Yeah, I'm up there already.
Wonderful. Is there anyone greeting you there?
There's so many people. It's like everyone that I ever knew of. They're smiling. And feels like my body is very light.
Beautiful. Every life has a meaning and purpose. Look back at the life of Mother Healer. Tell me, what were the lessons that you needed to learn?
I put myself last. I was healing everyone else's bodies, but not mine. That's something that I needed to learn. I don't think I did in that life.
Is this a lesson that you're carrying on in the life of Brigitte?
Yes.
Is there any advice in that case that you have for Brigitte?
Yeah, to start her mornings with some music outside. She can use a balcony. She can light up some of that pine tree and connect, and then she's gonna have a more present rest of the day. She won't forget herself that much. That helps to gain extra energy.
Smoking cigarette? Is this something that she needs to continue?
No, she should replace it with self-care mornings or sitting still. Observe the environment to become more aware of the present moment, and everything else will fall into places.
Is there anything that we can advise her to help her in changing her routine?
She thought that she needed to replace it with work, but that was a very bad idea. She needed to replace it with a pleasant moment, so when she starts working, she's much more productive.
When should she start putting changes in her morning habits?
It's not about when for her. The moment she starts taking care of herself, it's gonna work out more naturally. She's gonna have those moments for herself. If she's gonna feel present, she will need less and less of what cigarettes have to offer.
What cigarettes are offering her right now?
It just reminds her of what she used to do. It doesn't offer anything.
Does she need this reminder any longer?
No, she has other tools that she can create smoke from, because the smoke it stimulates her abilities. So every time she inhales a burning wood, it stimulates the abilities, but she doesn't need much of that. Cigarettes don't do this.
So the smoke that she really needs or would be beneficial in her work and life, it's now the pine tree and the dry mint and sage.
Mostly pine tree and dry mint.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Let's disconnect from the life of Mother Healer. This experience is over forever, and it's not gonna affect you any longer. When she was smoking, how was smoke affecting you?
Felt like distraction.
Where's this distraction coming from?
There was a lot of responsibilities on the shoulders. Now I can feel my shoulders become a little bit heavy.
The heaviness on the shoulder, is this related to the past of Mother Healer, where she was responsible for caring of those people? Or is this a sense of responsibility on Brigida's life?
It's equally both.
Who is she feeling responsible for right now?
All her clients from the past and the future.
Does she need this sense of responsibility?
She has already too much of it.
What is she need?
To slow down.
So focus on that heavy feeling in on your shoulders. Is this something that you would like to just release and let go?
I'd like to let go.
Bring your attention to that feeling. Does this feeling have any texture, color?
It's like a brown silver color.
So take this brown silver color and find a way to release this to the source. And let me know when it's done.
It's done.
What is Brigida need now that can benefit her in doing her job and can benefit her in her life?
More fruits and vegetables.
More fruits and vegetables.
To take some time and to make a healthy meal instead of just eating whatever that's on the way, on rushing. Cooking, taking time to cook and making it a ritual, a healthy one.
From now on, this ritual that includes smoking will be transformed into a ritual of self-care, self-awareness, self-development, cooking, healthy meal, eating fruits and vegetables. What color for you is self-care?
Bright yellow.
So let's bring this bright yellow from the source. Infuse your shoulders and your body and bring your body everything that it needs to function healthy and in the best way.
Hello. Oof, what a journey, man.
That was very interesting.
Wow.
It gave you some understanding what was the smoking for you about. It was connected to your spiritual work.
Yeah, that's I think the biggest thing I'm taking from this. Now I realized why I looked at smoking in a very different light. Sometimes I would look at people when they unmindfully smoke and I'd be like, why are you not just in a zone, when you're doing it? Like, this is a sacred moment almost for me. And I couldn't understand like how can people just smoke, the moment they wake up, I need to be ready for it. It's almost like I'm preparing for this ritual, like I said, and I didn't know why that was. And I remember I was looking for that word. I was like, what is the word for it? Because I felt it so deep and I couldn't remember.
You said that because you are doing a spiritual work now, felt that you need smoking in your life.
It tied in so perfectly. Yeah, I didn't even think that this would be connected to work. I knew that it was, making me think of projects, but I didn't know how bad that was for me. It was the opposite of being with myself, because every time I smoke, I have so many ideas. Whenever I smoke, there's more work in my mind. But if I just stay still and just be here, I'm not overloading my brain with more ideas and projects. And to swap that break for just literally sitting still, it's amazing. But remember how I said to you, I like how the smoke comes out of my mouth. I like the smoke itself. And now it all played in. Like the moment you told me go to your death scene, I was like, I love it, you know? I was laying on this like handmade decking of made of wood. And I could see the ties and everything, you know, and I'm laying there and it's like, it's in squares, like gaps were there. And these people are going around with these buckets, but like there was so much smoke, they one next to another, and they're releasing the spirit. And I'm like, yes, this is so sacred. I love it. I almost wanted to stay there for longer. And now it makes sense why I said to you, I like when I breathe out smoke and I see the smoke itself.
And you said that it does not necessarily mean it has to be cigarettes or tobacco smoke.
Yeah.
It's about the smoke, which can be the pine tree, dry mint, and sage.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like I haven't done this for a while now. I don't burn it as often, the pine tree. I would burn some of it, like in front of myself, inhale, and it takes me places straight away. Now it makes sense why. You know what's interesting? That smoking from that life was so closely connected to work
Mm.
that I didn't expect. And I felt this, you know, I felt so tired, and I'm smoking, watching the ocean and the golden sunset, and I'm just like, oh, what a day. And it was so closely connected to the amount of work I used to do, but also it was part of work that it's so mixed up for me that whenever I would go to smoke, it felt like a ceremony, but it wouldn't make me feel better when I do it alone at home. And I'm like, I zone out. It's my hypnosis. A bit like, you know, looking at the sunset is being hypnotized. So that's the way I do it in my balcony. I look far, far away, almost into nothing when I smoke. So that was a very similar sensation.
Do you remember what you said, that you have noticed that smoking is actually distracting you from the beauty and from what
Yeah,
really you should pay attention? That
yeah, and I
actually,
felt it.
that was amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. It felt so much more intense during trance, where I felt it, where I'm sitting there at the beach and I'm just looking at sunset, and I breathe in and I breathe out, and I'm like, I'm so present. And it's distracting me, you know, when I smoke. I could instead go and do some jewelry, or I don't know, paint. I could do that because it's so intertwined. It's so intertwined that work, distraction, and being present. It was very intense life that I went to of that woman. Constantly work. At the end of the day, when I want to relax, I take that funny looking thing, because that didn't look like cigarette, and I look at that sunset, but it's just making me feel worse because it reminds me of work,
Mm.
because my ideas are about work.
What you said is you thought stop smoking would help you have more time, what you need instead to take care of yourself more.
It's so true. Like that's what I thought.
You said cooking healthy fruits, vegetables, using your creativity as
Yes,
uh,
that zone out in the kitchen, kind of.
like
That's what it felt like. I'm gonna put it to action from like right now, and I'm gonna observe myself. I'm gonna make myself herbal tea, but it's not that I wanna smoke. It was just part of, I think,
routine.
feeling like I'm doing something.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Now, another light bulb moment.
Because for you, the smoking is working. So whenever you feel you need to, yeah, maybe it's like whenever you feel you should be
Yes,
doing something, then I will be working because smoking
yes,
is working.
exactly. Even on my days off, I would be smoking much more because I would soothe myself as if I'm working. I can definitely tell you right now, I'm not going to be smoking as much as I was whilst gathering.
I think the intention of the session matters. The intention was not to quit smoking completely, but to lessen the frequency and to bring understanding what was the smoking about for you.
Yeah, and I didn't expect that at all. Because for a lot of people, smoking associates with relaxation, right? And for me, it's like start smoking and there's projects when I should be relaxing. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Thank you for this because it was eye-opening.
Till next time.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.